Hey, everybody. Josh Sheridan here with the Barely Legal Podcast.
They demand my alter ego, but I won't go.
I am honored today to have Twisted Tea in. Twisted Tea's been in the news a lot lately as the great equalizer in the racial debate as it rages on in Trump's America, the final waning days of Trump's America. There's been a lot of talk about this incident. I was reading an article this morning that referred to the quote unquote victim as Machine Gun Smelly or Vanilla Ice. Those are pretty good. Before I begin, I want to call you something other than your given Christian name of Twisted Tea, but Mr. T's taken. So I was thinking Mr. TT would be appropriate.
Oh, I'm honored to be here to begin with such a nice left-wing type person. So I do appreciate that. Twisted T would be fine, or Twisted, or T Squared.
T Squared. I like T Squared.
However, whatever you like. Usually, a long time ago, when I wasn't outed. I've been outed now, obviously. Yeah. Like to kind of remain anonymous on my my political beliefs, but now we're kind of outed. But a long time ago, my tag name, when I used to graffiti, the different areas with nice sayings, was T Squared.
T Squared.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the incident that you're here to talk to about today, there's a couple of just housekeeping matters that I have about what transpired. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's a video that has been passed around a zillion times in the past 2 weeks of a young white guy who appears to be either high or drunk at a register in a 7-Eleven type establishment, and he is
real fucking asshole,
and he's talking a lot of shit, making an ass out of himself, and he feels that he's got license to use the N-word and uses it at least 7 times over the course of the video.
Yes, I was being accompanied by my friend who definitely took issue with the N-word.
Right.
As do I.
Right. Well, so this gets, so let me just finish the intro. So the black guy uses Mr. T here, Mr. T Squared here, to just bust open this guy's head and drop him on the floor. And it's been made into great videos. I think my favorite is where it's like a Dave Matthews remix, where every time the snare drum is hit, it's T Squared getting smashed upside this guy's head. But here's 2 of my questions. Who knew Twisted Tea was such a apex predator in the world of alcoholic beverages? I think this is the most press a beverage of this nature is getting. Normally, these are relegated to high school parties or wives at the beach on the weekend. So
the Zima long ago.
Yeah, I mean, you really kind of entered a new world. You're like in the Colt 45 world now.
Well, just because I'm a yellow can and not very intimidating as far as the color yellow is concerned, and the type of beverage that I am and who do I appeal to actually goes and really helps me in my ability to push my agenda, which, we're not, as people like ourselves, we don't like to be on the forefront. We like to be kind of.
You're not the most vocal of the tea world.
That's right.
Yeah, Snapple's gotten a lot of heat for certain views that they've expressed.
Yes. Well, they have those little funny sayings under the caps.
Yeah.
And, occasionally they would put something political under the cap, and that's fine. Snapple is on my side. Snapple is a peer. There's other.
I heard Arizona's kind of an Uncle Tom. Like Arizona's kind of sold out a little bit.
Trader.
Sure. Yeah.
Trader.
Yeah.
All the Coke beverages, not a very big fan.
No.
They seem to lean a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised about the private conversations that I've had and had to clear out some of those cases occasionally.
Now, were you original flavor that day? Or were you like blackberry or peach, or what was your?
I was an original flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the second question that I have. Who buys one can of fucking Twisted Tea at a grocery store?
Yeah. It's
That's hardly worth the time and effort. I mean,
they're tall boys.
yeah, but what's the alcohol? What's your alcohol content in your tall boy incarnation?
Yeah, similar to that of a beer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody who's gonna,
if not more.
yeah, take the time and the effort to imbibe.
Well, I don't know if you've ever had a Twisted Tea and a nice Black and Mild.
Ooh,
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand.
they go hand in hand.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm not saying, people should do that, but if you are going to.
If one were so inclined
and you want to commemorate and celebrate what we have going on, go out today, get yourself one can of Twisted Tea, tall boy.
Some Swisher Sweets.
Get yourself a Black and Mild. You just can get a single one and do what you got to do.
What do they call a single? Isn't there like a street name for that? What am I thinking of? Oh,
that I don't know.
I'm too far removed from
Could be a rap or
from my gangster roots. I've become a. So
I buy them in the 5-pack myself because I know how I taste.
Because you're T squared.
That's
right.
Roll.
That's how you roll.
That's right.
You got 99 problems, but 5 Black and Milds aren't.
I sit back and I watch the world go by, but lately I did have to come out and finally do something. That's some blatant stuff.
Yeah. So Machine Gun Smelly decides that he's not going to disrespect this guy, but he's going to use the N-word freely and liberally.
Right.
Now, Twisted Tea, how old of a tea are you?
Well, we've been around for a good 15 years, but we didn't start getting popular until recently with the young people. What happened is, I'll tell you who my arch nemesis is.
Okay.
My arch nemesis right now, and it's crazy. It's White Claw.
White Claw.
They are some of the most racist POSs out there.
White Claw is the COVID of social beverages.
That was pretty much, if you recall,
it's like a virus.
When White Claw became popular is exactly when this COVID started hitting.
You know what? I think there's a lot more lines that can be drawn between COVID and White Claw than between COVID and 5G towers or whatever else.
Because, the youngsters, the millennials started fading away from the beer and, the IPAs and all this stuff.
It's got to taste good all of a sudden.
Yeah,
it's got to taste like candy or whatever.
So the Twisted Tea people were like, yeah, Twisted Tea, even though that's not my persona.
Yeah.
But we wanted to appeal.
Yeah.
And this happened to be around the Super Bowl last year. Then all of a sudden, White Claw.
Yeah. Stealing market
becomes
share.
Their age.
Yeah. It's almost like a turf war between Twisted Tea and
a flavored Zima.
Yeah. There should be like I think Twisted Tea and White Claw need to go to the mattresses and kind of have it out in the streets.
Well, all of a sudden now, all these companies started doing the flavored seltzers, right?
Yeah.
They're all around, from High Noon and Budweiser. They all got your flavored seltzers. Well, you know what? You know who hasn't changed and's been consistent?
Twisted fucking Tea.
Twisted Tea squared, baby.
That's right.
T squared.
That's right. And I think like the flats.
Did you like that move? Because I told my buddy, hey, do the drop move. I gave him the signal.
Yeah.
I gave him the signal. What I did is gave him a little fizz.
Yeah.
When he feels the little fizz in his hand, he knows it's
ready to go.
He knows. So I dropped to the ground.
Yeah.
I dropped to the ground, you see, and he knew to pick me up and surprise him to the shot right to the face.
The dude tried to kick it out of your hand, but you got picked up just in time and smashed right over his head.
Nah, we had
the
whole
all planned.
It was a signal.
That's a sweet move.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like Flats Mafia Salt Life are kind of contributing to this whole White Claw, epidemic that we have.
They are.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the White Claw seems to lean a little bit to the right.
Yeah,
we're not there.
I see a lot of it in the Gandy Beach part of the world.
The Redneck Riviera.
The Redneck Riviera.
There's some Twisted Tea there.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Infiltrating, undercover, laying low.
We are.
Keeping an eye on things.
We are. We've used to. You
got to hold it down.
Me and my compadres, we were very, very, incognito because we weren't that popular. But I have to say, I am enjoying the fame.
Yeah.
I am.
Well, it's well earned. I mean,
It's about time.
Someone had to do something, and luckily
Absolutely.
T Squared was there to represent. Um,
We can't tolerate this stuff nowadays. Unfortunately, I don't want to get political, but with the fuckface who hopefully is leaving office in about 3 weeks, less
you
than
hear
3
he's having a
weeks.
virtual inauguration?
Whatever,
It's just insanity.
Wait, who's having a virtual inauguration?
Trump. Yep.
He's not
He's
being
gonna-
inaugurated though.
He's throwing his own virtual inauguration.
Well, we're gonna have to infiltrate that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cater it with some Twisted Tea and some Mr. Empanada. And
yeah, it seems that these people have come out and feel it's the norm. They've come out from their
they've been
creases.
emboldened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so T Squared and some other people like Snapple and others have come out and is going to do something about it.
Yeah. The one I always wonder about is monster.
We're not terrorists, by the way.
No, you're what are you? You're like,
The equalizers.
yeah, you're like anti-coffee, like Antica or something like that.
They're the regulators.
The regulators.
That's right.
So you look to be about the same age as I am, and so we came up through the House of Pain, Cypress Hill, Limp Bizkit kind of
Yes.
generation, and it seems it was around this time that young white men started to feel emboldened that they could use this word freely and not catch T Squared upside of the face with it.
Well, let me just say this, as far as the use of the N word, okay, you see in the African American race or in that community,
Culture, yeah.
in their culture, they use that word amongst each others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we were growing up, a lot of the people I hung out with, or a lot of people that I knew, wanted to assimilate to that culture.
Right. Be part of it.
So they thought that word was acceptable to use.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? And in some areas and in some times, it was acceptable to use because everybody was in that community, and it wasn't used as negative.
Right.
It was more used as, hey, what's up? IN or whatever.
Yeah.
And that wasn't negative. But today's day and age, it's not acceptable anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue it's never been acceptable, but
it's never been acceptable. But in the context,
but you wouldn't catch a T Squared upside the face for it.
No.
Yeah.
But it wasn't being used like
with malicious intent. It was
like a feeling out process.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, people have become more aware of our society and become more sensitive to what hurts people's feelings and what's derogatory and stuff like that. And, times change. And
for sure they do.
You can't use that word. That's the way it is.
I can honestly say I got through life without ever using that word. But I do look back at words that, growing up, you would call someone a fag or call someone a pussy or even call someone a bitch. These are words today that I've tried to completely remove from my
or the word
vocabulary.
retard.
Yeah. True. So, which makes it very
hard. A whole slew of the words.
It makes it very difficult to discuss the Republicans now because I've lost a lot of my.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is that in this day and age, you have to be a little more sensitive, and on a serious note, you really have to. People have to get along.
Yeah.
And the episode that occurred at that convenience store, enough was enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect. It's like saying, "Oh, bless your heart," and then insulting.
Yeah.
And I said the word over and over again, and that is pretty much disrespecting.
So this is something that I struggle with because as what I like to consider an enlightened individual, I'd like to think that violence is never the answer, but I'm starting to think violence may sometimes be the answer because some of these people, that's the only language they speak,
Well, let me ask you this. I know that you're a lawyer. And I know that you do criminal defense work.
Right.
So if, in fact, a prosecutor or somebody, a police officer, somebody reviews that tape, right?
Right.
I mean, who's getting charged?
I don't know what city and state that was in.
Okay, but who's getting
It
charged?
depends on if it was in
general. Let's say it happened in Florida.
Oh, your buddy.
We are.
Yeah.
And I'm being hauled in as evidence.
Yeah.
I'm being
That would
locked up
suck,
as
throwing up
evidence.
in a Ziploc bag and having to sit there next to a bunch of crack pipes and yeah,
Now, is it mitigating situation?
I think so. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, who's getting arrested?
Yeah. Trying to figure out if there's any kind of hate crime aspect to what the
How about this
kid
angle?
was doing.
He kicked my buddy's hand, so he initiated the contact.
Mutual combat. It was in a fray.
There you go.
No information.
But let's assume that the kick to the hand was not initiated by our racist buddy there.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're saying is violence welcomed? Well, you know what? We try to avoid violence,
Yeah.
especially in Antifa. Our main thing is not violence. Are there some violent aspects to it at times when it's provoked? Obviously,
Right.
when anyone's provoked, obviously, but we try to be a little more couth about it and non-violent
Yeah.
measures.
I still kind of like the whole punch a Nazi slogan.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, T Squared, it's a pleasure having you come by today. What do you have lined up next today? Are you on the press circuit today?
I'm going to have to talk to my
Your
publicist.
agent? Yeah.
Well, my publicist.
I hear there's a book in the works.
There is a book in the works.
Yeah.
We are only talking to people that are more on the the left side.
Penguin, Random House, all
Right,
these.
the
Yeah.
left side of things, because that's who we support. I appreciate the voice,
Well,
and everyone just get along, man.
you're an icon. You're a leader in the community, and you're
And
doing.
let me just say, stay away from fucking White Claw.
Yeah. No.
Let's not drink that shit anymore.
Yeah. I have.
Fuck them.
Fuck White Claw.
Fuck White Claw.
What do you think about Monster?
I don't mind Monster.
Yeah. Monster gets a bad rap, but that white monster, the 0-calorie white monster is
Yeah,
where
it's
it's
not
at.
bad.
I can take down a couple
They're
of those
kind
a
of
day.
neutral.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just because people on the right, drink it.
Monster
it's fucking White Claw. They're outright just
Monster is
people.
like the John Kasich of energy drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm going to think about that one all day long.
Exactly. They are. The guy is, they might be a little bit on the right, but more of a moderate.
But they're reasonable. You can
Appeal to both sides.
You can bring them to dinner with your
Right.
your
Monster
your friends.
appeals to both sides.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Mr.
T
Sheridan.
squared. You were
baby.
You are a gentleman and a scholar. I hope you continue to hold it down out there in the world, and I hope for good things for you.
Violence is not the answer, but it may be the solution given that situation. Thank you.
All right.